Welcome to the Solid Signal podcast for the week of November 21st, 2016. It's Thanksgiving week, and just a reminder that Solid Signal's offices will be closed on Thanksgiving, but of course we will be open on Black Friday. You know, one of the things that people like about going to Solid Signal is that you don't get bullied into just doing things one way. If you have a particular need, if you want to see your system act a particular way, we're here to help you do that. But there does come a point, and I have to say, where you have to consider that the path you're going down is not going to lead to what you really want. And at some point, you do have to upgrade. At some point, you do have to make a change. For example, if you have DirecTV, they are phasing out standard definition service sometime in 2019. And if all you have is standard definition equipment, you're going to need to upgrade. If you haven't gone HD yet, you really need to do that. There are some attractive programs that you can get at Solid Signal. Call us 877-312-4547. That's your commercial for the day, but that's not really why I'm talking about this podcast, not to sell you stuff. The point is to realize that at some point there is a difference between doing it exactly your way and just laying down and realizing that sometimes you just have to do it their way. Another example is look at Dish equipment. Dish continues to support its 211 and 622 series receivers, but they're moving aggressively toward the Hopper system, which requires a completely different set of wiring. If you are currently using a single dish solution for your 622 and 211 type receivers, then you will need to give all of that up if you go to Hopper, and that sounds like a pretty big thing to do. And so you ask yourself, well, okay, can I use splitters? Can I use multiple multi-switches? Can I use multiple dishes? None of that's impossible, but at some point you ask yourself, look at Hopper 3 can record an astounding amount of stuff at the same time and support almost every kind of installation. You can put in two hoppers to be looking at 16 rooms at the same time, all with DVR functionality. So you got to ask yourself, why are you holding on to that older stuff? If you are currently working with, for example, an RV setup, because Dish is very popular among RVers, then you can upgrade to something like a Wally receiver, which can be taken from home, from your Hopper setup, and put into your RV with very few changes required there. You just need to kind of plug it in and do a check switch procedure, and it works. See, more and more, the world we live in, as much as I hate to admit it, has gotten to the point where all of these pieces of gear, all this consumer electronics stuff, has a relatively short lifespan. 3 to 4 years is pretty common, and with satellite TV stuff, you like to think that it's longer, and it is. You can be using satellite TV stuff that was built in 2003, 2004 in a lot of cases, but not for much longer. If your satellite TV setup is older than 3 years old, you really need to be looking at it and thinking about it and asking yourself, what is it about this that I like, other than the fact that it's going to cost me money to upgrade? If that's the only thing that's holding you back, you need to be thinking, unfortunately, about budgeting for that sort of stuff every 3 or 4 years, because things are still evolving, things are still changing, and if you look at both the DirecTV and Dish world in the next 3 years, you're going to be seeing massive, massive changes that are not only going to make it impossible to use your old equipment, but it's going to make it so you don't want to. And part of this is you just have to lay back and think, well, I realize that it's typical to think, oh, these companies are just trying to make me upgrade to make money. Well, of course they're trying to make money, but there's also a value proposition. They're offering you more for that. And while it's up to you to decide whether or not what they're offering you actually increases your value, increases the experiences that you're getting, at some point it just becomes too expensive for these companies to maintain their older type equipment. They're getting more and more people to take the newer stuff, and they're going to force you. I know that it may not be what you like to hear, but it is the truth of life today. Like I said, give us a call at Solid Signal, and we'll help you out.